Hey friends, it's Michael Kingswood on Writing Wednesday. Didn't do Writing Wednesday last week because there wasn't much to talk about, and frankly, I had a hectically weird week last week in a lot of ways. This week there is stuff to talk about, a few things, and I want to be in the habit of doing Writing Wednesday as much as humanly possible. Thus, we will talk about writing today, and also latest goings on with me, and we'll keep it pretty brief because while there is stuff to talk about, it's not a huge amount. The biggest thing, of course, is stories from the Great Challenge, which I have talked about here before. I ran Indiegogo for it back in November, and what that was I took up a challenge to do a story a week for a year. And ended up crushing it and actually doing 53 stories in that year-long time. And the Indiegogo was to put together all those 52 in stories in a collection. Hey, come here, you. Anyway, part of the reason I've been a little flummoxed lately is because of this little girl. Look at this little cutie girl. Look at this little cutie girl. She was my Christmas present, actually. She came around, and we're trying to get used to having a puppy in the house again. She's a big puppy. She's going to be a big dog. But it's been fun getting used to her. But, the kids are no longer in toddler mode. They're all teens or preteens. And haven't had a dog in a few years, so it's getting used to having something that needy around, which puppies are needy, right, until they're trained. It's been a bit of an adjustment for my schedule, so it's been interesting the last several weeks. But it's been cool because you can tell she's a sweetie. She won't let me out of her sight, and she keeps things fun and entertaining around here. But despite the fun and entertainment, I got the collection made. Stories of the Great Challenge is put together. Everything is done on the electronic side, and I sent out the files to the backers of my Indiegogo campaign this morning. The proofs for the physical books, I'm doing both paperback and a hardcover of it, and these are going to be thick books. So we're talking, it's 52 stories. In 6x9 format, it's going to be a 770-page book. Not a small one. Anyway, the proof copies of that are on the way. Should be here in next week or two. And as soon as I make sure that the proof doesn't look stupid, we'll get those out to the backers and we'll go from there. In the meantime, Stories from the Great Challenge is up for pre-order on all the various ebook retailers and on ssnstorytelling.com. The official release date is February 1st. It is now January 19th, so we're about 2 weeks ahead of time. So if you were not a backer, but you're like, man, I wish I had been, well, you can go and do a pre-order on Amazon or a pre-order at my site, and you can get it. Just gotta wait a couple weeks now, as opposed to the backers who got it today. So that was the most important writing discussion point. The next point is, of course, that now that that's done, I'm going back to completing Glimmer of L6, which I had intended to get done before the holidays, but it is what it is. Should get back to that this evening and into tomorrow, and then we'll be over the next couple of weeks getting that done. As it stands, we're about halfway through the initial, a little bit more than halfway through the initial word count target. I think it may end up going a little longer than initially planned. So given that end of February-ish is probably when we'll have it done. And we're going to run another crowdfunding thing. I'm going to go back to Kickstarter for this one. I figure I'll alternate platforms because why not? Also, to be frank, there's a couple things I like better about Kickstarter. Indiegogo, the lowest target I could put was $500, but they always do the flexible funding thing so that you always get the money. But I prefer to have more flexibility in the goals. In Kickstarter, you can put a goal lower, and once you make the goal, the algorithm starts helping you more, and so they give you more promotion, sort of thing. And it feels better to make the goal quicker. So put a lower goal and then get stretch goals. That's what I'm thinking of. The other thing that Kickstarter does, that Indiegogo doesn't, and for whatever reason, Indiegogo doesn't have a internal backer survey function. Whereas Kickstarter, you can do an email. They'll send an email. You can questions for all the backers. How do you prefer your name spelled? How do you give me phonetic pronunciations? Do you want to sign up for the mailing list? Do you want to whatever questions you want to ask? It'll put in there through Kickstarter, and there you go. And then it gets responded in Kickstarter, and it's easy to get all this data. Whereas Indiegogo doesn't do that, which I was surprised at. So, middle of February-ish, we'll probably get a Kickstarter going for Glimmervale 6, because that's going to be my policy from now on, is with a new novel or big collection release, going to crowdfund it to get some money up front, and also just help spread the word, because these platforms not only are fundraiser platforms, but they're also a means of advertisement. So that's the plan for that. And once that's done, we'll move on to finishing up Warfare Qualified, which I think I've talked about before. Targeting that for the middle of the year, third quarter, for getting it done and out to people. But that's going to be a long one, and my puppy is eating a rock. And that's weird. Stop eating rocks. Yeah, I understand. You gotta sharpen their teeth. It's a puppy thing. But there's a couple times where she's thrown up, and she's actually thrown up rocks. Like, she actually swallowed the rocks. She's like, as if she's a bird with a gizzard that needs rocks in there. She hasn't done it in a while, but it's kind of weird. Anyway. So that's what's going on in the writing world. There's a few other things I'd like to discuss here, but different topic, probably in a different video. Some things I've been thinking about in terms of storytelling, and I've been going back through some movies and thinking about them in light of the Matrix discussion I had a couple weeks ago, and it's just more storytelling stuff to talk through. So we'll do that in a future video as well. So stay tuned here. We'll continue on with that. We'll be continuing on with Story Saturday this Saturday. The BitChute version of Story Saturday from last week was late because I haven't figured out how to do a scheduled upload on BitChute yet. YouTube was on schedule. And, of course, I'm behind on the audio podcasts, so I'm going to get those up here. But so we'll see you on Saturday with that. If I don't get this storytelling thoughts thing done between now and then. That's all I got. Do please go to ssnstorytelling.com and you look for Stories in the Great Challenge. Alternating that, if you don't want to buy straight from my company business's site, you can find it on Amazon or whatever. books2read.com/great challenge will get you an amalgamated links to all the various retailers where it can be found. MichaelKingswood.com, we got the newsletter sign up there where we can keep in touch with yours truly if you want to hear about new releases and what have yous. I promise not to spam anybody or sell anybody's personal data on that. Aside from that, please like, share, subscribe, let all your friends know what's going on here, and I'll talk to you next time. Until then, don't do anything I wouldn't do.